First item on the
No one voted against House Bill 551, and the bill cleared out of committee in just under 30 minutes Wednesday morning.
I feel like we've got a lot of momentum. I feel like very optimistic going into the floor vote and going into the Senate votes.
It's the third time the bill to allow legal wagering on college and pro sporting events has passed a House panel. Last year, it also passed the full House, but never got a vote in the Senate.
The bill before you today will put this industry in a legal and regulated status so that everyone knows what the framework is.
The State Racing Commission will oversee sports betting parlors, and they'll be allowed at racetrack-owned facilities. It'll be taxed and is estimated to bring in an additional $23 million a year.
Significantly reduce illegal participation in this type of activity, and will also help us pay down our pension liabilities.
There is the concern that children will be able to access sports wagering and cause a lot of problems. They say that the use of a phone and gambling is never a good combination. That's among the arguments against from conservative group the Family Foundation. They say this is government aligning with predatory companies at the cost of its citizens.
We have a lot of interaction with churches across Kentucky, and I cannot tell you how many pastors that have gotten engaged really with, involved in government because of the harms that they have seen on people with gambling addiction.
Unlike previous bills, this one does not legalize online poker or daily fantasy sports. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.